The following program contains politically irreverent commentary. If you suffer from an exaggerated sense of self-importance, this show might not be right for you. Check with a PhD in PC, ASAP.
Proclaiming the truth in the highways and byways of the world. Fighting for justice in the dark alleys of politics. Raising the voice of resistance to a fevered pitch. And he knows where to find the best and worst jail food in America. Randall Terry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the nation's #1 Tea Party television show, Randall Terry, the voice of resistance. In today's program, you will get more content than you get from CNN, MSNBC, Fox combined. The Obama administration is accusing Mitt Romney of being pro-life. I'm not making this up. And the Personhood Amendment in Mississippi failed. And we'll look at the Republican debate that just happened and the accusations that keep piling up against Herman Cain and some really cool footage from a university in Illinois. Today's program brought to you in part by Obama for Romney. That's right. There's no one that Obama would rather face than Mitt Romney. And by unfounded allegations. Hey, we don't know if they're true, but they've been bringing down candidates since the dawn of the Republic. I'll be right back after a quick word from my friend, Sir Reginald Bling. Just turn the thing on. I got something to say. Herman Cain is being blistered. Why is that? Well, maybe because he done something bad. I'll grant you that. But does anybody really believe that Barack Hussein Obama has not done something of a similar nature? Have you heard the stories about illicit drugs? Have you heard the story about illicit relationships? They go on and on and on. CNN, New York Times, your name is hypocrisy. Welcome to the show, friend. The Obama hacks in his bid for re-election have made quite a stir, accusing Mitt Romney of being pro-life. Yes, a memo was leaked that said Mitt Romney wants to take away a woman's right to choose. The Romney campaign responded saying, "This is an attack." What does that mean? This is an attack. Listen to me. This was genius from Obama's people. You see, there's no one that they would rather face in the general election than Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney has so little that he can actually run against Obama on. He gave Romney Care to Massachusetts, which was the basis of Obamacare for the nation. He made a $50 copay to kill your baby under health care there, so don't tell me he's pro-life. He gave Massachusetts homosexual marriage when he bowed down to the state Supreme Court in Massachusetts. What's he going to run on that's going to inspire the religious right? Granted, Romney is a businessman and Obama's not, and that will carry some weight with some voters, but it's not enough to win the general election. Obama wants to face Romney. So what does Obama do? He has someone say, Mitt Romney is pro-life. He wants to take away a woman's right to choose. He is a villain. And rather than own it and say, yes, I'm pro-life, what does Romney do? He says, this is an attack. Well, are you pro-life or not, Mitt? You see, it's like when Jesus said to the Pharisees, John the Baptist, was he from God or not? And the Pharisees said, if we say, yes, he was from God, Christ will say, well, why didn't you believe him? If we say, no, he wasn't, the crowds will stone us because they think John was a prophet. So they come back and say, we don't know. Mitt Romney just doesn't answer the charge. The religious right wants to hear, are you pro-life or not? And he dodges it. This was genius on Obama's part. And I mean dark, evil genius, all right? Let's move on to other news. The debates, I don't know if you saw them last week, but I have to laugh. Every time there is a Republican debate, Barack Hussein Obama is the winner. He's the winner. He won because the Republicans bite, devour each other. They carpet each other. They claw each other's eyes out. And Obama just laughs. He is the winner of every debate, friends. Yes, you saw the footage of Rick Perry forgetting that third department he would close down. It was a cringing moment. I felt so embarrassed for him. He had the smarts to go on David Letterman and have some self-deprecating humor. I don't think it will end his bid for the White House, but that will certainly show up in TV ads against him that Obama will run should Perry get the nomination. Mississippi. I want to spend the rest of this time talking about a horrifying defeat. 58-42. There was an initiative on the ballot which would have altered the Mississippi Constitution to say that human life begins at the moment of fertilization. This, by the way, is a scientific fact. You became you when your father's sperm and your mother's ovum united, 46 chromosomes present, 30,000 genes. At that moment, your gender was there, the color of your eyes, the color of your hair. It was you. All you needed was time and food and protection. That's it. So it failed. Now, what I want to talk to you about, and you've got to hear this. If you're pro-life, you need to hear me because you need to grieve and you need to weep. It failed for all the right reasons. And it failed because of the treacherous in our midst. It failed because Haley Barbour, the governor of Mississippi, and other so-called pro-life political leaders said, well, we were nervous that this might affect Plan B or the morning after pill or IUDs, intrauterine devices that swirl around in a woman's uterus and cause a newly formed life to be killed. We were afraid that various types of birth control would be made illegal, that in vitro fertilization would be made illegal. Excuse me, that's the point. If you're pro-life, what that means is that your mission, your vision, your duty is to make it a criminal act to kill a human being from the moment of fertilization or conception until birth. That's what it means. That we give the full protection of law to unborn human life. So, if it is an IUD, yes, it has to be made illegal. If it is the morning after pill, yes, it has to be made illegal. So these people who pretend that they're pro-life aren't. It failed for the right reasons. Next, the Catholic bishop down there in, if my memory's correct, Jackson, Mississippi, he refused to take a stand. He's not for it. He's not against it. Wait a minute. What do you mean, Bishop? You're not for a bill that says a human being is a human being from fertilization? That's what the Catholic Church teaches. What kind of a traitor are you to the faith? And finally, national right to life. And a couple of other people who I won't even name, a couple of other groups, like Americans United for Life, they applauded its defeat, saying the timing wasn't right, that a bill like this would set the pro-life movement back if it got to court and they overturned it. Excuse me, the timing's not right. It's not your neck that's on the chopping block. It's not your life that's threatened. The best thing that we could do would be to stack up bills, legislation, amendments to state constitutions, and stack them up in federal court throughout the nation. Have them keep coming to the Supreme Court, because sooner or later, one of them is going to prevail, okay? We've already had 37 years of dead babies, 52 million dead babies. How many dead babies do we need? The time is now. National Right to Life, they're not pro-life people. If you're giving money to National Right to Life, my suggestion is, instead of sending them a check or money, cash, take your money, $20, $50, $100, and flush it down the toilet, because it will do less harm for the babies in a sewer than in the hands of National Right to Life. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Herman Cain. Listen up, because I've got something to say.
Halloween is a festive time with all the parties and decorations. The dead, however, are probably not going to make it this year because of their great fear that death taxes will prevent their reburial.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I've been making superb nutritional supplements for over 15 years, and from day one, I've partnered with Randall Terry, helping to fund his invaluable work in reclaiming our country's biblical and godly roots. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives since its inception.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 essential areas of nutrition your body needs on a daily basis. Each serving of the Total Living Drink provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, enzymes for better digestion and nutrient absorption, protein for building lean muscle mass so you can burn more fat for fuel, probiotics for better intestinal function, herbs for building energy and stamina, antioxidants for maximum immune function and disease prevention, and all the vitamins and minerals you need for slowing down aging and maximum health. You would have to take 30 to 40 capsules each day and spend almost $10 a day to match the over 30,000 milligrams of total nutrition in each scoop of the Total Living Drink. Order right now and get started on the amazing Total Living Drink. They come in 2 delicious flavors, Total Living Drink Greens and Total Living Drink Berry. And every single dollar we receive, we give a generous amount to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Visit us online at the address on your screen and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today, and for the daily price of a latte, you can get back on the road to better health and energy with Kylea's Total Living Drink.
Moments with Moses. There shall be no cult prostitute of the daughters of Israel, neither shall there be a cult prostitute of the sons of Israel.
Welcome back, friend. Herman Cain. These accusations are starting to look a little suspicious to me. Are they to you? And guess what? They haven't worked. But as I have watched the national media deal with not only the accusations, but Herman Cain himself, what I have figured out, and I bet you have too, just in case I want to talk about it, the establishment hates him. They hate him. The left wing hates him. The right wing hates him. Okay? They do not want this man to be president. Why? Because he's not a part of the club. He completely dismisses the Democratic plantation. He says, no, I left it a long time ago, and calls it the Democratic plantation. They hate him for that. But they also hate him because he's not a part of the Republican establishment. He says what he thinks. He calls Nancy Pelosi Princess Nancy. He says, I'm 100% pro-life. He makes a mistake, and he goes back, and he corrects his mistakes. Okay? He is the real article. He's a successful, intelligent businessman who's got a vision for America. And he is a Christian. And he is not a part of their little club, their elitist, separatist club. And therefore, they hate him. I was watching one of the talking head shows, saw, I think, Mort Zuckerman, the owner of U.S. News and World Report. His arrogance was vile. He said, this man is not qualified to be president. He doesn't know enough to be president. Excuse me, I was going to say fool, but that would be unkind. He knows more than Obama ever knew. Obama was never qualified to be president of the United States. He's a joke with his intellect about foreign policy, economics. Please. Herman Cain would thrash Obama in a debate, and they hate him for that. Keep your eye on Herman Cain, people. It's far from over with him. I'll be right back. We're going to have a really fun segment where there was some impromptu debates happening with me and college kids in a university in Illinois. Don't go away.
What are you guys here lobbying for?
Trying to get some veterans problems straightened out.
Good for you. Thank you for your service to the country.
Thank you.
God bless you. Long life to you.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kyleia Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
I have no fear of the future. Let us go forward into its mysteries. Let us tear aside the veils which hide it from our eyes, and let us move onward with confidence and courage. Sir Winston Churchill. Western Illinois University. I recently participated in a mock election there in which I got 25% of the delegates against President Obama, but I also got to speak in a couple of classrooms. If you saw one of the prior episodes, you saw my speech to the class. This is what happened when I opened it up to Q&A. So with that, I finished. Yes?
Are you kidding me?
Am I what?
Kidding me. Seriously, I don't even know where to be.
Not kidding you a bit, ma'am.
Sir, you are very passionate about your beliefs, but that is a belief. That is not politics, I don't think. That is more religious. That is more, I don't think, you talk about the British and God gave us this divine. I don't know where to start. It's just
I'll be honest with you. This material that I went over is available in books.
true, but it's just we as people evolve and things for a better, greater purpose. It doesn't have to. You know the year of the Sagittarius or the year of the. I mean.
But let me give you a modern example so you can follow me perhaps better. Dr. Martin Luther King was also what?
Baptist preacher.
Reverend.
That's right.
Martin Luther King. And have you ever read the letter from the Birmingham jail?
Mm-hmm.
Read it again and look at all the Bible references, the references to St. Augustine, the great theologian of the Catholic Church, the concepts of that no law that's an unjust law is a law at all. He was a Baptist preacher who believed that the anti-segregation movement was anchored in divine rights, Christian rights.
I'm true, but that was during a different time. That was when, I mean...
Dr. King a different time?
Well, it was in the 60s. We've moved forward from the 60s since then. I'm sorry, but it's not a lot of people not a lot of today is centered around religion anymore. People are free thinkers. I mean, do you want to go back to times when kings were sovereign lords?
When
they put down their judgment and no one else could read the Bible, but
Absolutely not. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the foundation of law. And I would say
we're talking about the foundation of law that's centered around Christian beliefs, right? And those Christian beliefs go way, way back.
Thousands of years.
Thank you, but it evolved since then. A lot has changed.
I don't think so. Go ahead.
Well, I'll kind of address her. Kind of what he was getting at was to understand where we are now is understand where we come from, and that's where the Declaration of Independence, Constitution. Okay, it's where we come from. And to say that it doesn't apply, I mean, I would say that if you look at the Republican voters, what's an important constituency for the Republican voters? Traditionally, Republican voters.
The religious right.
The religious right. So
religious right is the largest voting bloc in the United States of America. There's nothing even close.
So it is not just important. I'd say to be critical to discuss that, because those people, whether or not you agree with them, they're right or wrong, they believe that the inalienable rights and all that stuff they talked about in the Declaration of Independence still apply today. So it is very important.
I'm not saying don't discuss it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, why are we so adamant to be stuck in a certain time? Why can't we move forward?
First of all, time is not the issue. Ethics are the issue. So for example, if you have Nietzsche as your founding philosopher, if you take Darwin and Nietzsche and put them together philosophically, who's your political hero? Come on. Adolf Hitler.
What?
Yes.
Thank you. You put Darwin and Nietzsche together and you have somebody who wants to apply the philosophy of Darwin and Nietzsche, you get Adolf Hitler. Or if you put Darwin and Marx together, who do you get? Lenin and Stalin. Thank you. Yeah, whoever said Stalin. So these philosophies matter. These philosophers matter. Is there such a thing as good and evil? Yes or no?
Yes.
And what makes something good or evil?
Morals.
Pardon me?
Morals.
Whose morals? Where do the morals originate? Your belief? So if you believe that it's okay to molest a child, are you right or wrong?
Wrong.
Why?
Societal
It's not
morals.
ethical.
So if societal morals and norms say that you can own a slave, is it okay?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Why not?
Because it doesn't, it's not in your ethics.
Right, so you're saying it still believes on the person's belief. So in other words, it could be okay if a society got together and said, we're going to hold these people as slaves, and we agree that this is okay, then it's at that point okay.
I still don't think it's okay. I guess it's like the authoritative versus your own personal beliefs. Like
It goes back
But
to
the-
natural law.
Well, thank you. If you do natural law and divine law, if you don't have somebody outside of the system who makes the rules, then at the end of the day, you get to make the rules. And if your rules say that we can own slaves, or we can have child prostitution, or we can steal from one group of people and give the stuff to another group of people, whatever it is, whether it's economic policy, personal behavior, what constitutes a crime, if you at the end of the day get to be the arbiter of good and evil, right and wrong, then I bow to you because thou art God. And I have a hot flash for you. There is a God, and you are not him.
Being a non-traditional college student.
Cool, I just finished. It's hard work, isn't it?
It is. I think that the older you get, the more perspective you'll have in life.
And I've spoken at Notre Dame, Princeton. I mean, I love talking to college kids. I love doing this. But my purpose, just between us, is to jolt you, to jar you, to get you to think outside the box, to try and put a fire underneath your hind end and get something more than rump roast. Bada boom, shh. It's a tough crowd.
I was raised Christian, but I'm not. I'm agnostic, and like, I don't feel like my beliefs has to be someone else's. Like, I should have to base laws and what's right and wrong on something that, you know, I don't believe in anymore.
All right, listen closely to me. What is the purpose of government? And what you give as the answer here will show what your philosophical foundation is. What's the purpose of government? The primary purpose of government.
I think to keep peace. That's what I
Anybody here believe that the primary purpose of government is the redistribution of wealth?
No.
Because that's what Karl Marx said.
So,
Anybody
he's
here
not
believe
God
that?
either.
The point is that you have to have a philosophy of why government exists. Political science is about government. What is the primary purpose of government? According to the Judeo-Christian framework, the Judeo-Christian philosophy, the primary purpose of government, is the suppression of evil acts through the fear of punishment and to protect the nation with its army.
I read Socrates and Plato.
All those Greek pedophiles.
Wow, come on.
I mean it.
Because they were, you know, they had, you know, certain tastes. They're not all bad. They were geniuses still, and
Some of them were good
still-
thinkers. That's true.
Because why? Why were they good? Because they were evil or bad in a category of evil and bad?
No, Greek
human.
Greek culture was tyrannical. They had city slave states. The idea that democracy came from the Greeks is ludicrous. Thank you, Andrew, for capturing that on film. I will be right back with a quote from James Madison. What an extremist.
Then the anger of the Lord was kindled against his people, and he abhorred his heritage. He gave them into the hand of the nations, so that those who hated them ruled over them. Their enemies oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their power.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
James Madison said, "Equal laws protecting equal rights, the best guarantee of loyalty and love of country." Have you ever stopped to think that one of the reasons the Tea Party emerged, and one of the reasons that there is so much rage against the federal government, is because it's not equal laws? If you have too much money, you can't get money from the federal government. No. You give money to the government who redistributes your wealth, but it's not equal. One of the reasons that Keynes' 999 plan has captured everyone's imagination is because it's equal. When God says pay a tithe, it's 10% for everyone. It's equal.